Alright, so I'm back. So there are a few fights I want to try again from last time, because it did not go as expected. Well, a lot of fights didn't go as expected. They went really fast. Partially because of this guy, Nox. So we're actually going to swap life out with water, so he does not have luminous damage. I'm going to see how that changes the fight with the zombies and the swords, because those two went down very fast. Grab a zombie. Go to the bestiary. Find friggin' zombie. Here we go. Right now, 30 hit points. Think that'd be enough? Apparently not. It's entirely possible that I'm just not allowing the low-level creatures to have high enough health. At least to account for the bulwarks. We'll see. Zombies don't have much more health than kobolds do, but they're basically worse than kobolds in every other way. Other than their HP, I suppose. I guess they do more damage as well, but that's about it. I might just need to allow them to be tougher, possibly. I mean, it's hard to balance, obviously. This is like the early level, so you need to really figure that out. That's a 4-on-4. Red, blue, green, purple. All right. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right. So we have once again Nox, Rochelle, Midi, and Sid. And their opponents shall be Zombie, 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 and Zombie. All right, then let's 4, 5, 3, 4. Okay. So Midi is first. 15, 19, 6, and an 8. Didn't go as well for them this time. And for the zombies, I think they have a -3. Yes, they do have a -3, so they're probably not going to go very fast. Okay, they get a 7. Nox is the fastest again. Alright. Apparently there's an extra line. There we go. Okay. So we're going to start up at the top with Nox. Of course. It's always going to be Nox. Let's see here. Alright. So what do I want Nox to do? He's got some magic available. Can he do... Oh, no, he cannot. He can't isolate. Actually... No, he does have Eldritch Focus, so he could actually do an Ice Lick. But that just makes the zombies even less capable, because now they can only move one unit at a time. I'm going to lead with Personal and Shield as magic. 1 mana, and he now has +1 defense. Or, I guess, that's not a good place to put that. Let's... Yeah, that. You are not currently raging. There we go. That was 1 AP. He's also going to... He probably should just use the bigger shield, actually, instead. So he's going to use Shield Advanced at 3 complexity. So he actually has +2 armor, but that costs him extra mana. And he's going to raise his shield, so it's shielded up. So that's his turn. MIDI, I think, is going to... Their options are limited. Yeah, what do I have her do? She can stab, she can run, she can't magic. She can breathe fire. She probably wants to wait for the zombies to get closer, actually. So I'll have her wait. In fact, I'm going to have her delay her turn until after the zombies. So she's going to act after the zombies instead. So that she has something to actually do. Because she doesn't have range options at the moment. She doesn't really want to spit fire at zombies at the moment. I don't think that'll do well to her. Why did Sid get... Oh yeah, because Sid was next. Right, so Sid. He is not in range. His range is 6. Doesn't feel right. Is the... what am I using here? Okay. That is a lot harder to keep track of, actually. So he needs to get to... how do I put this up? There you go. Do you guys actually even see that? Probably. It's close, it's low enough. Huh. He can't really shoot from where he is the problem, unless he spends 2 actions. You know, I'm gonna have him move up to here. Oh, what do I want to do? I think I can have him... I'm gonna have him use Studied Foe on red over here, so he has that targeting. Ooh, there we go. Now the zombies act. The zombies have a movement speed of, I believe, 3. Yes, land speed 3. They don't go very fast. Now they're just out of reach. This is not going to go well for them. That's 2 AP for those 2. That's 3 AP for these. And these two can't actually act. I mean, they can move forward once more. But that's it. They're out of actions. And I really do need to give him more HP. Huh. Alright, so we'll have MIDI run around. Get behind Rochelle, because Rochelle can allow flanking. And MIDI's going to try to stab a zombie. That's going to be 3 attacks. At 6, 3, and 0. And her target is going to be... she wants to aim at an armor of 14, so it's pretty good for her. She gets 1 hit, actually, because she rolled poorly. No, wait, no, the zombies are flat-footed, so she does hit twice. Which is good. 1d6 plus 5 plus 1d4. Alright. Per hit. So total damage is going to be up 2d6 plus 10 plus 2d4. And she rolls 20 damage total. Yeah, she does stab the zombie. And that'll be her turn. Rochelle will do what she usually does. Where's rage? Where's my strength? There it is. Rage, hit green. I think she can do that twice. At 9 and 6. Her target is 14. She hits both. And that's 1d10 plus 6. And that's 14 and 7, so there. And then just overkill. The zombie is very dead. That is 1 round. Nox has double zombies in front of him. I'm going to have him do the ice cone again because he has that ability. We'll go back to, not Rochelle, we want to go back to Nox, look at his magic. Frostbite, classic. 1 in a cone, so that'll hit all of them. That'll hit both of them, so we'll do that. I believe he's plus 7. Yes, plus 7 for intuition magic. So he's just gonna do that once. He hits the zombies. I think they're fortitude. Yes, because their fortitude is only, oh wow, 16. Okay, so it's a bit better. That's 20 damage, so that's 20, and that is 1d8 plus 6. 1d6 plus 6 because it's a AoE. Uh, 7 damage to both of them. And that costs 3 mana. And then I think he'll try to actually hit them with his spear. So that's a brute plus 2. He gets a 14, and he misses entirely. And that's his turn. Sid is now 100% in range. He has... I'll call that a clear enough shot. The zombies count off to the side. Yes, I think that's good enough. Alright, so Sid's just gonna shoot. Gonna go 4 times, 6, 3, 0, 0. Alright, he hits twice. He's able to hit. Oh, wait, no. He has +1 because he has his feats. I forgot about his +1. There we go. So, yeah, he actually hits 3 times. And if I look at his offenses, there's 1d10 +1 for each shot. Let me just. Shame there weren't any crits, but can't get crits all the time. Really, only 13 damage. Well, that's fine. Bam. Now the zombie's down to 10. Now it's the zombie's turn. Alright, so blue and red are going to punch. Purple is just going to hit Rochelle. Zombies have a 2-hit. They won't make more than 1 attack because they can't. They have +6 to hit. So we're just going to get 3 of those. Okay. 22, and 18, and 19. So yeah, I think they all managed to hit, actually. It's actually pretty impressive. Zombies don't usually do that. Anyways, 2d4 plus 1 damage per hit. So, switch back. Rochelle is only hit once, and she does not have physical resistance yet. So the 2 zombies deal 10 damage. Actually hit pretty hard. And the other zombie dealt 6 damage. There we go. So now Nox is on half. Rochelle is about a third, or is that a fourth? It's somewhere in the middle. As the zombies turn, they cannot attack more than once because their attacks require 2 AP and they only have 3, so they can only move once and attack once. And they don't have a reason to move because they're zombies and they're not very smart. Also, before I forget, Sid has 2 bullets at the moment. So that leaves us with Mitty, who is going to move once and stab Purple. She's going for 13 because the zombie is flat-footed. And she hits twice with her with their daggers. That's 1d6 plus 5 plus 1d4. Total of 1d6 or 2d6 plus 10 plus 2d4. And that is 21 damage. Alright, so far, Midi is doing the most damage. Rochelle's turn. Rochelle is going to spend one action bashing this zombie because she's probably not going to need more than one hit. Ooh. She still hits. Oh, it's a 17. That's actually fine versus a 13. So she deals 1d10 plus 6, I recall. Yes, 1d10 plus 6 to the zombie. 11 damage. That is in fact enough. Oh yeah, she's down to 2 rounds of rage. 2-ish rounds. And she's going to move over to red. She's going to attempt another hit at plus 6. And she hits just barely. That was a 13. And the zombie is flat-footed, so she gets to actually hit. 9 damage. The zombie survives. And Rochelle has 1 turn of rage left. Alright, so back up to the top with Nox. Nox is going to go for... What is he going to go for? He's going to attempt to ice these guys. But he's not going to do a big cone. He's just going to do 2 or 3 ice grips. That's going to be... Let's see here. 10... He starts at 7 and goes down to a 4. So he's going to do 1 on red and 1 on blue versus red. Yep, he does actually hit, just barely. An 18 and a 16, the zombie's fortitude is 16, so he does hit. So to the zombies, he deals 1d8 plus 6 damage each. That's 12 and 10, so this guy takes 12 because he was first. This guy takes 10. And then so that's so far he's spent 2 mana. He is going to conserve his mana a little bit more in case he needs it. Oh, you're dead. There you go. So he doesn't just... Actually, no. He's just going to go for the kill because the zombie is low on HP. And Sid's next. So he's going to spend what's left of his mana. Actually, no. He's going to conserve mana. He is going to... Actually, I don't think Sid could take this zombie out. I'm going to have him roll once more. So it's 7, 4. So now he's down to 1. And he fails this attack. So he does not hit the zombie, but he does do half damage. Because it's a spell and magic does half damage on a miss. So 1d8 plus 6 normally, then I'll divide by 2. So 4 damage. And now he's down to only 2 mana left, so he can't be doing that much anymore. Sid is going to spend his first action reloading. And then he is going to fire bullets at the blue zombie. We got dual strike first. He hits once with those 2 strikes and deals 7 damage. So that leaves him with 1 AP left and 2 more bullets in the chamber, so he's going to fire once more. But he's going to be doing it at +0, so he needs a 14 or higher to hit. He does not hit. So he docks it down, he reloads, so he gets 2 bullets back. The one last Zob is going to try and hit, is going to try to hit Nox. Nox is going to raise his shield in reaction because of his shield adaptability. So he'll have a defense of, what was it, 18? Goodness. Yeah, 18. This is gonna not, so zombie's probably not gonna be able to hit. The zombie fails to hit, and that is the end of the zombie's turn. Midi, how fast is Midi? Midi can make it to this square. And then she can just stab the zombie to death, or at least attempt to. She is flanking with Nox in her current position. $10 plus 6. She's going to dual strike because that's her first action. 15 and 15, that is enough. She is flanking, so 2d6 plus 10 plus 2d4. Oh, couldn't have gotten that earlier, right? Alright. Okay. I see. Interesting. So Midi dealt the lion's share of the damage there. Like, drastically. She was nearly one-shotting the zombies on each of her turns. The only people who got hit were Rochelle and Nox, who can take the hits more or less. Rage ends, because she doesn't need it in a moment. Nox is going to regain all his stuff. Sid gets a bullet back. Get rid of these zombies. So, okay. Interesting to note is that Midi does a lot of damage if she can get behind something. How well that goes for her if she can't get behind something, I'm not entirely sure yet. It might be worth testing out later. This is a similar problem I found with the current playtest of my other players, where if the rogue character could get behind someone, he did a lot of damage. Granted, he also could throw out 7 attacks at once, so he's definitely got that going for him. Between that and the sneak attack, yeah, it's quite ridiculous, I think. Granted, that requires Midi to actually get behind something. That's not exactly guaranteed. But against zombies, it's not very hard, since they are in fact mindless. All right, so let's bring out the swords again. You'll be red, you'll be blue. The swords are Ravagers, so they're not technically supposed to be all that tough. They died very quickly last time. 16 hit points. Armor 15. It's not that they're, like, bad. I just don't think they are. And they have 5 physical resistance, so they take off 5 damage per physical hit, but I don't know how much that's worth early on. going to start the swords closer, as if this is like a room. In fact, hang on. I'm gonna move them up here. So now we are, in fact, in a room. And there are swords. This is probably something you'd encounter in a dungeon, which is probably where you'd encounter these flying swords of doom. So now the enemies are, now everyone's starting a lot closer together. Which means the swords, which means everyone's will be able to basically enter combat a lot quicker. This would probably have helped the zombies a bit. Actually, even this is still too far. Zombie would get to here and then would need 2 AP just to get to here. Let me see if I can ping it. Yeah, there. That's as far as the zombie would get. Not very helpful for the zombies. Swords, however, are a lot faster. So we're going to do the initiative again. So it's 4, 5, 3, 4. We're going to keep Nox on his current domains, so he can't just sling out luminous damage. Let's see here. So, wow, MIDI is blazing fast right now. Let's zoom in a little. MIDI got a 22. Nox only got a 16. And Sid and Rochelle got 13s. So they can go in whatever order they want. And if we switch this, if we roll the swords, they have an init mod of +5. And they roll 1 higher than MIDI. Okay. Cool swords. They are immediately at top. Actually, let's just move people down. Move Sid. We'll have Sid go before Rochelle, I think. Alright, here we go. Let me grab the blip. Actually, you can see it out here. Here we go. Much better. Far easier to see. So the swords actually go first. We actually have to look at their abilities. They have a few. Granted, all their abilities are just variations on stabbing things and slashing. Not too complicated, so I think I'm going to have them move in for slashes, I want to say. Yes. A slash would work. So their speed, their land speed is like 4. They have a fly speed of 4, so they can actually make this in 1 turn. Like that. So they can stab twice each. They're going to go for the front line, as they normally do. Nox is going to spend his reaction to raise his shield, because these are swords, and swords tend to do a lot of stabbing. These swords have, I believe, a +7 to hit? Yeah, +7. So 7 at the first hit, and then a 4 at the second. Alright, so a 14 and a 19, and a 19 and a 15. So red actually gets 1 hit, and does blue get only 1? I think Rochelle's armor is like 16? 17. Okay, so Rochelle gets hit. Rochelle gets hit once, and Nox gets hit once. So it's 2d4 for both of them. Alright, so they both take 6 damage. So there's the start. Now we go to MIDI. MIDI is going to do her thing. She's going to try to get around the backside of the sword. She's going to throw a bunch of stabs. 10 plus 5, no, plus 6. So she's aiming for an armor of 14. Gonna dual strike, and then she's gonna finish off with a normal strike. And she rolls exceedingly low, a 9, an 8, and a 9. So she misses entirely. That's not good for her. Her friends are too close for her to use Fire Breath, so she's not gonna do that. Nox isn't gonna bother with physical moves. He's already in heat of battle, so buffing is not gonna help too much. He could probably shield up first and then attack. I think he's gonna actually do that. He's going to activate the shield, the same shield as before, but only at a lower grade, so he only has +1 armor. If I can find it. There it is. So he has +1 armor, so if he raises his shield, he'll have an AC or armor of 19. That'll make him very hard to hit. Not impossible, as the swords have proven, but the swords will need a very high roll to actually hit. Actually, I think they'll need still less than 10. Okay, good to know. So that's 1 AP. Now that's 1 AP and 1 mana. So now he's going to do a bunch of adjacent ice attacks against these swords. The sword? I'm realizing that the swords probably should have resistance to like ice as well. I mean, it makes sense, right? Since they're swords. Well, I didn't give it to them for this battle, so we're not going to worry about that. It's not like they need to be tougher. Right, let's see here. So 2 adjacent, basically icy grips. A 7 and a 4. And is that a crit? That is a crit. So a crit and a miss. 25 and 10. That's 2d8 plus 6. That is going to hurt this guy a lot. So that is not that much. So 14 damage knocks this guy down to a whopping 2 health. So this sword is nearly destroyed. And that is 2 more mana for Nox for both of those attacks. Sid is in a pickle because he is only able to use physical damage, and his physical damage is based on a pistol. And since it's ranged, it doesn't add any of his stats to the damage, which means he needs to roll like a 5 or higher on his damage roll to even deal damage to these guys. And that's not the attack roll. He has to first hit, and then he has to roll high enough on his damage rolls to actually hurt these swords. So we'll see how well that does for him. So he's just going to fire at blue, because blue is flat-footed. So it's a 3, a 6. He's going to do the whole ham. All 4 shots, I think. He's going against a 14 as his target because his target is flat-footed from a normal 15. Okay, so he has 2 shots, a 15 and a 14. His other 2 are 13 and 10. Doesn't go well. That's not too well for him, but he still hits, so we'll give him some damage. 1d10 plus, well, I guess it'd be -4 and 1d10 -4 for both shots. And keeping track of these shots individually does matter, and he deals, not bad, actually. He deals 8 damage, so that's half damage to the sword already, for 2 shots. But he's out of bullets, and he spends his reaction at the end of his turn to reload 2 bullets. And now it's Rochelle who is dealing with this tiny sword in her face. Okay, let's see here. I feel like I'm not making these swords tough enough. Like, I need to give them like a little bit more HP or something. That or we're rolling very well. Actually, yeah, no, these swords are just highly specialized, I think. They're a pretty hard counter to ranged characters. At least ranger characters, not necessarily spellcasters. Due to the reduced damage. You definitely counter characters who focus on like multiple hits. Characters that deal big damage or use magic are very good against the swords. That might be fine. Might be fine. Maybe there's, well, they are level 1, so they shouldn't be as easy as kobolds. Hard to say, hard to say. Anyways, let's have Rochelle actually hit these guys. She's going to spend 1 AP to rage. Get real angry. That does lower her armor. I need to remember that. She's going to swing twice at this sword. Target is 14. She hits once. So that's good enough for her. (1d10 plus 6). That is 12 damage minus 5. That's just 7 damage, actually. The sword lives. Long live the sword. Now the swords actually get to act. They are very low on health, but they live long enough to hit to the second round. Yeah, which 2 more rounds of rage. So swords are just going, first of all, blue is going to turn around and stab at Midi. Oh, I forgot they can parry. Hang on. Hang on. You got hit by a melee move. You can attempt the parry. I completely forgot about that. That's why I gave them so low health. They can actually do something about it. Let's see here. Make a finesse roll. That is a +6. It is not an attack roll, so it is not affected by iterative. So they just get a +6 despite attacking a bunch on their last turn. So they're going to spend their reaction. So blue is going to spend the reaction right now. So make that check. Versus the 19. Fails horribly with a roll of 9. So no, blue takes the damage. Blue does not parry that attack. So now they're going to start their turn proper. I think red is going to try and 3 stabs. So I'm going to have them all perform stabs instead of slashes. That's 1d8 instead of 2d4. So +7 3 times. Okay, here we go. And 7. So red is going up against a 19. I don't think he's gonna have. Red's gonna have trouble with that. I think. Blue, if I go back to Rochelle, is going up against a 16 because Rochelle is reducing her own defense by using rage. At least a little bit. 7 4 1. I said that that red would be having a lot of trouble. Apparently they decided to just roll a crit. They rolled really well. A 23, and a 15. The 15 misses. But the second 23, which was on the +4 iterative, or on the second iterative, got a 19 natural roll. That is a crit. I need to check. Did he get a 17? Nope, just 18. Okay. So he deals 3d8 damage. I need to make sure he doesn't do anything special. I believe stabs have a better crit range, but they don't have anything else special about them. So 3d8 damage. That could actually KO Nox it right now. The red goes first. That is 15 damage. That is just enough to knock Nox down. But Nox is not dead. Nox is just on the floor. He's unconscious. He'll make death saves on his turn versus, I think it's 10 plus 1. Right, 10 plus, so it'll be 11. As the DC will be 11. Because the attacker is level 1 and the base DC is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Do I have anything added? No, death saves are just character level. Okay, good to know. Okay, so blue also did damage. Blue hit only once. He rolled a 20, a 13, and 18. So only one hits. So he deals less damage. He deals 5 damage instead of 15 to Rochelle. But still, no wait, he wasn't aiming at Rochelle. Wait a minute. I said he was aiming at Mitty, didn't I? Yeah, I did, because Mitty actually stabbed him. There we go. So now Mitty's taking the 5 damage, because blue is upset. But now it's Mitty's turn, and Mitty is going to retaliate. She's going to deal with her current problem before trying to help Nox up there. I'm actually going to have her save her remaining AP in case she wants to actually run up. 17 and a 19. So she does get one hit. The 9 is unfortunate. A 17 and a 9. So she gets one hit with her dual strike. If I go back, so I'm going to have the sword attempt to parry. The sword actually succeeds with an 18, so Mitty does no damage, so she's going to spend 1 AP to try and actually make up the difference, as I know. And she's going to spend her last AP just trying to hit the sword. She does not hit the sword at all. The sword has survived yet another round. That's why my swords did so poorly. I forgot to think of parry. Parry is so useful. Anyways, Nox gets to make a death save. That is a 2d10 plus 1 because he is on the floor. Versus 11. That's actually a lot easier than I realized. That's a very high chance of success. I should probably boost that. Yeah, because he needs a 10 to beat that death save, and a 10 is like a 64% chance on a 2d10. Whereas before, that would have required a 10 on a 2d12? I need to actually look at the old rule. No, I know it used to be a 1d12 instead of a 2d10. And I'm going to check up the death save. Actually, I'm going to make absolutely certain I'm doing this right. Because I'm doubting myself. Where's death and dying rules? Here we go. What is the death save? Where is that save? 10 plus the level of whatever caused the creature to start dying. Okay. So a long time ago, it's not a 2d12, it's 2d10. So a long time ago, it was a 1d12 versus 10 plus the level of the creature, but it was a 2d12 plus level plus the character's constitution, but the constitution was removed, so now it's just level. But the dice was made larger, so now it's a 2d10 instead of a d12. But they also don't have the constitution score helping out. Yeah, that's kind of a wash, I guess. Even slate. But yes, they do need to make 2d10 plus 1 without dying. And he rolls a 4. So yeah, 64% chance, not going to help him much. So he gets his first dying tick. I'm going to track it here. That's his first tick. If he gets knocked down below either negative 13 hit points, or if he gets knocked to negative 13 hit points, or he hits, he gets 4 failed death saves, he dies. Even though he's undead and therefore kind of already dead. But that's fine, because they'll be able to help him and stabilize. Stabilizing is relatively easy if someone has medicine. I don't know who has medicine, actually. Actually, check. I'm starting to think Nox might be the only one with medicine. Oh, not even Nox doesn't have medicine. Does anyone have medicine? No one took medicine. Huh. How about that? Well, that certainly doesn't help their case. Let me just get rid of this nonsense. I keep forgetting about the resonance skill. I don't even know why the resonance skill was in the skill list. I made it like at the very first version of this game. Not even like Quartz, like pre-Quartz. I was like before I had even split skills from ability scores or made it flexible ability scores. Like resonance was supposed to be the charisma magic or the use magic device sort of equivalent. The thing is that it never got a use at all, not even one use. There was nothing you could do with that skill. For some reason, I added it to the skill list. Acrobatics that makes sense because acrobatics had uses before it was rolled in athletics. Ah well, I am rambling. It is Sid's turn to try and save the day, so he is going to. Does he have running reload? I believe he does. Yes, running reload is literally the first thing you get to open that skill. So he's going to running reload down. That actually gives him 2 bullets back. Now he has his full chamber. That's good. So now he's going to shoot at the red sword before the red sword stabs Nox again. Because they don't want Nox getting closer to death. Let's see here. So we're going to dual strike first. Can parry work against ranged attacks? That is a good question. I should actually check the wording on that. Melee weapon. So it can only be so Sid's actually fine. So the sword can't stop this other than just absorbing damage. Nox going down is actually inconvenient because he's also the only healer. At least dedicated healer. Really is that without the medicine skill, we're gonna have a hard time actually stabilizing Nox. So dual strike. I think we get 2 hits, a 17 and a 15, so they both hit. (1d10 minus 4, 1d10 minus 4. 1 and 4 damage. So we actually take out the sword just barely. That was 1 AP. to run down here, another AP to shoot. Now he's going to spend his remaining AP to run back up and prepare to start making stabilization checks. I actually have to look up the medicine. I did not expect to be able to take out one of my own characters here. Oh well. Rochelle. I think this is her second round of rage, so she's going to start running out soon-ish. So she's just going to go all out. She's going to do all her attacks. She gets a 22 on one of her attacks. The remainder do not hit. So I'm going to have this sword. Has blue actually deflected? Yes, blue has used their parry. So they have used their reaction and they have not acted since Mitty tried to stab them. So blue can actually get hit by it. So blue can't stop this. So I think Rochelle's just going to outright kill this thing now. Because she has a flat +6 modifier to her attack. Which just outdoes this sword or whatever. You know what I mean. Yeah, so this outdoes the 5 natural defense of this, or natural resistance of this sword. So this sword is guaranteed dead, and she rolls a 10 total damage, including the physical resistance. Yes, the sword is dead. We're not out of the woods yet because we have a dying ice skeleton man. So we're gonna have Mitty rush on over using 1 AP, and she is going to attempt a medicine roll. I actually have to check what stabilization DC is. I haven't done this in so long. Normally you'd have magic to do this, but Mitty can't use magic. Or doesn't have spell casting, rather. She has fire breath. That's slightly different. She has mana as well, but she doesn't have a magic item. So she's going to... attempt to do the skill. I have to actually look this up. I don't remember what I know how stabilization works. It's a 1 AP, so she can just do it a bunch. I do not want to be here. Back up. Skills. List of skills. Medicine. There's quite a few things in here. Let's see here. Stabilize. So she basically makes the death saving roll. But she does it with being better. Huh. How will that work later? Because that caps at 30. She gets, if characters get focus in medicine, they can cap their focus bonus at 7. If they add a high ability score, like a 10, they can get 17 flat bonus. Man, this could actually get really hard against high level characters. I guess high level enemies, but I guess it helps that you can do it multiple times in action, multiple times around. So she's going to attempt this twice. So she is not trained in medicine. So this is going to be a little bit tricky for her. It's a -4, if she's untrained. But her, what ability score should I use? Oh, her logic is, she's going to use logic because that's her best mental skill. So she's going to try to figure out how to stop the bleeding. Like how to make a tourniquet or whatever. She needs to hit an 11. She gets a 6, so that does not help. She's going to try again and gets a 2. So she is not able to help Nox here. Nox is just going to make his roll. He's gonna make a death saving roll. So it's 2d10 plus 1. He gets a 9, so that's another tick on the track. Remember, kids, always I forgot I was checking it here. Remember, kids, always bring someone who knows how to do first aid. So we have Sid. How smart is Sid? Logic and intuition are about the same. So he could either, like, actually, you know what, we're just gonna use logic. We're not gonna make this complicated. We're gonna have him try to, again, do the same thing that MIDI was doing and reason how the heck to do this. So he has a -4 for not being trained, but he has a +3 for good logic. A 6, an 8, a 10. Okay, getting closer. Didn't work out. This is not going well for us. What did he even roll? He rolled an 11 naturally, but because he's untrained, yeah, if he was trained, he would have been fine. Rochelle's going to, I guess, end her rage early. Or no, she's going to use Moment of Clarity. Going to move forward, and she's going to spend her last, I think this is her last round of rage. After this, she's going to become fatigued, and that's not going to help her much. So she doesn't want to end her rage early because she doesn't want to be fatigued. So she's going to try medicine as well. She's going to try to use intuition. She's going to try to basically use her gut to figure out, okay, what's the best, how do I close this? And just sort of just go with her gut here. Go here, where is it? What am I doing? Because her medicine is also bad. I think she's making the same roll that Sid made, and she did not do it. We're back to MIDI. MIDI is a +1. She is not very good at this. Okay, she's 949. Okay, Nox. Okay, he stabilizes. He is now fine. So there we go. That was that fight. Nox survived, but is now unconscious and needs to take a short rest to get back up. So he's going to be doing that. Grab these swords. Are swords still over there? Yeah, the sword's still over there. Get rid of those swords. So, got to test out death and dying with the new system. Seems to work. Unfortunately, no one is trained in medicine, so this was a lot harder than it had to be. That worked out in the end, I think. Sort of. I do find it odd that eventually the death save will overtake someone who is trained in medicine when it comes to stabilize. That's a bit weird. Because you're like level 20, you have 2d10 plus 20. If you're using medicine at level 20, you'll have at most 2d10 plus 17 per attempt. So you would need a 13 or higher to succeed against a creature's attack that was level 20, because that would be a difficulty of 30. I'm going to have to, well, by that, but then again, by that time, healing magic will hopefully be more available. Like, people have, like, potions and stuff that they can use to sort of just get around having to use stabilize. Or maybe next time Nox won't be knocked unconscious and we'll be able to just heal someone else on himself. That would also work. Yeah, that's actually very interesting. I didn't realize that's how the math changed due to what I did. Because level is not included as part of skills anymore. It used to be, like for attacks and defense, but that was removed. Does make the math a bit weird. I don't think it's big enough of a difference. Well, again, 17 is the absolute max, whereas the 20 is what you're always going to get, and you can't get less than that. 16 or 15 is more likely. That's a lot harder to hit. That's something I need to think about, definitely. So those fights went a bit differently. They were not complete steamrolls like last time. I think that actually went a bit different. Yeah, so definitely the luck is apart. I think the very good luck of the party last time is what allowed them to break it down. Along with the access to luminous magic, which is super effective against both the swords and the zombies, because they're both undead. So let's bring everyone back up to this par. At some point, I'm going to have to like basically refresh everyone. Many easily hit. Most people got hit except for Sid, but Sid, that's fine because Sid already has lower than normal health. All right then. Now, what do I put him against this time? Well, the last level 1 creature I have is a giant bee. So I guess we test that. They're half slot count, so they're not supposed to be as tough as the Haunted Sword. They have like half the damage of a sword, and they have much lower attack. But they're in higher numbers. Oh yeah, I forgot the bees have freaking coronation, right? So that's why they have such low attack. Bees are gonna be interesting. They like to group up, so we'll see how this goes. I think we have enough time for some bees. Yes, I think bees will work quite nicely. Let me open up their slot. There you go. Coronation is their main sort of draw. They gain an insight bonus to attack and skill rolls while they are adjacent to another bee. If they are adjacent to 2 bees, that bonus gets even bigger. It doesn't get any higher for 3 or more bees, though. You can't get any higher than that. These bees could actually be a pain in the butt. They also have access to a sting, which is also, again, a pain in the butt. It's a pain effect. Which I think this is the first time I've had a creature do that. You guys can't see what I'm looking at, but anyways. So this is the first creature that can inflict a status condition. I think it's the first creature that actually no. We skipped the giant spiders. We fought goblins and kobolds. We did not fight the spiders. Spiders would have also been able to inflict status conditions. I don't think they could target anything other than armor. The bees can target fortitude with one of their attacks, which is different. So this is the first time we're going to have something that can hit something that isn't armor. Switch back over. So we need, I guess, 8 bees. I give you the gift of bees. They have 19 HP. I hope you like bees. Alright, so you are... we'll have to give them each one 2 colors. Hang on. Otherwise, I don't think I have enough colors to do this. Or do I? I am 1 color short. Okay. Again, I apologize if anyone watching this is colorblind. That's not what I wanted to open. Stop that. No, I'm just gonna... hang on. I'm gonna do what I did with the goblins. I can stop doing that. Orange, purple, pink, yellow. Oh, I can barely see that pip. It's gonna be interesting. And we're gonna make this turret bee. Not that. Turret bee. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna put in an initiative. Order of MIDI, Nox, Rochelle, and Sid. Okay. MIDI's at 11. Nox is at 17. Rochelle is at 8. Sid is at 10. And then we have the bees. I did not check their initiative modifier. They have a +5. Okay. Actually pretty high. Alright, so they got a 13. Alright. Let's organize them. If I move 17 up, assuming it doesn't. Okay, good. There we go. Now I can see what's going on. Nox is first. So we have a bunch of bees. If he takes a step here, he'd be able to hit all the bees with a frost cone. Of this sort of weird math. Maybe I should have just used whatever version it was in before. It might have been better. Oh well. Let's go back to Nox. I think it'd be worth it to just blast these bees while they're in a group. Because these bees are going to take a long time to KO otherwise, because there's a lot of bees. I mean, look at all these bees. Too many bees. I mean, there's even bees over here. Bees everywhere. So 1 AP to move down here, and 2 AP to just frost blast everything. Sound good? I think so. Let's see here. So is now the bee's fortitude is 17, really. Wow, I gave him pretty high fortitude. Okay, so I need to cone them. They aren't weak to ice. What are they weak to? Actually, do they have weaknesses? They do not. They're just bees. So we're going to do 1 big ice blast. That does in fact beat their fortitude of 17, but just barely. with an 18. That is 1d6 plus 6. And we roll minimum damage. I need that. Hold on. So we ice all the bees for the lowest damage we could have possibly managed. Didn't that happen in the last fight too? I think Nox also did a cone and it didn't work out. That's all his actions. That's all Nox's actions. Now the bees go. This is going to be interesting. Okay, what the hell do the bees do? So we're going to have one bee move forward. We're going to have orange move forward. He gets to attack. Coordination is a bit of a nuisance because it's based on what they currently have adjacent to them. I think they have 2 bees adjacent to them technically because they're close enough. They do +7. So Nox is going to raise his shield in reaction to be attacked. So he's operating off of a... Oh, what is it? So he's operating off of an 18. He does not have any of these buffs or debuffs on. That's from the last fight. Let's get rid of those. So these bees, so this orange is going to come in, score 1 hit with just bites. I think he's just biting now. I need to look at the correct spot. Bites are 1d4 damage. Nox takes 1 damage. Barely anything. So we're going to have red, pink move forward. Red and pink only have 1 bee adjacent to them each, so they are operating off of less attack power because of coordination. I feel like I've made a terrible monster design because I can't do everything. All right, now again, I'm just having them bite, and we have a 19, 18, and a 17. So 19, oh, actually, he's flanked now. So all 3 hit for this first bee. It's 3d4. So that's 10 damage from 1 bee. All right. And pink crits, but misses twice. It's 2d4. That's 6 damage. Is Nox gonna go down again? Because these bees are kind of a nuisance. Because these bees are kind of monstrous right now. Okay, so we're gonna have yellow. Oh, what is their move speed? I think they have like fly speed of 5. Yes, fly speed of 5. So they can. That is the wrong thing. You can get there. D can get in 2 actions, move here. Yellow moves here so that they're adjacent to pink. I think this B moves here to get the 2 boost to that one. It's 2 AP for purple to get over here. I think green is going to go over here. So these guys use 2 AP. This one, these 2 use 1 AP to get close. Yellow is advantage. So yellow and turret are going to go against Rochelle, whose armor is 17 currently. 22, 16, 13. And 14, 13, 13. So there's 1 hit for Rochelle. 4 damage. Purple is going to go. They're operating at minimum power because they do not have anyone adjacent to them. What is Middy's armor? 15. Okay, so that bee misses. Green and blue are aiming for Sid. Sid has an armor of 15. Okay, they only get one attack each. They have +6. They have a bonus because they're... And a 21 and a 16. That's 2... is that a crit? No, that's not a crit. That's not enough to be a crit. 54, so Sid takes 6 damage. That's a third of his health. So that's what the bees did. Middy's turn. Middy's going to try to kill this bee. And that ice attack did not do well. I wish it did better for Nox. Bees might be too strong. Giant bees are very dangerous. Why the heck did I give him so much HP? I guess they're in the middle of the HP for this range. So technically, they're not much better. They just get a lot of attacks because there's so many of them. I guess that's the danger of having a lot of little enemies. Anyways, Middy is going to dual strike this bee in front of her because this bee is annoying. 18 and 19. I think that's plenty for the bees. Bees have what 15? Armor 15. Yeah, that's enough. She stabs this bee. 2d6 plus 10. The bees do not have any sort of defense. That's 14 damage. That is enough to stab this bee out of existence. Bee is stabbed. Now, currently, the person in most danger is Nox, so Middy is going to actually move up here to red and try to stab red flanks. So she's going to spend her last AP. She spent 1 for dual striking, one striding, and now she's spending her last one trying to stab a bee. And I think that's enough because the bee is now flat-footed. Yes, the bee is flat-footed, so that is enough to hit. 2d10 plus, not 2d, yeah, no, what am I doing? 1d6 plus 5 plus 1d4. Really? She rolls minimum damage. Like absolute minimum. She could not have rolled lower than this. 7 damage. Sid is surrounded. He does not want to be surrounded. So he's going to dual strike this green first. Let's see here. He is aiming for 15. He does get 1 hit. It's not quite a crit. He rolls a 21, so 1d10 plus 1 against the bee. 10 damage. That's actually pretty good. That's 2 of his bullets. He's going to... Oh wait, this bee is dead. Hang on. This bee is dead. Dead bee. Okay. Now, Sid is going to... what's a spot he can shoot? Yeah, he's going to move to the corner. He's going to use running reload to get 2 of his bullets back, and he's going to spend his last AP using a normal pistol shot. And he's aiming at green again. And that's not enough for a crit, but he does hit the bee. The bee takes 1d10 plus 1 damage. I think that's a guaranteed KO, 7 damage. And there's another bee down. And now he's down to... I think he's gonna use his reaction to reload again. Because he can do that. So now he is still at max. Alright, we're back to Rochelle. Okay then, let's see here. So Rochelle is surrounded by bees. And Nox is on death's door, or is getting close to getting knocked out. So Rochelle is going to rage, lowering her defense. Actually, do I want to do that? Hang on, let's check out what Rochelle can actually do. She has her obvious stuff. She has rage. She has some magical mystic powers, and she's sorceress. She's actually going to give. She's not going to rage. She is actually going to use a. Is she adjacent? I think she's adjacent. Yes. She is going to grant Ironhide to Nox here, which gives him only physical resistance 1 technically. But it's not. It's better than nothing, right? That'll help against the bees, certainly. We find good something to represent that as in the shield, because I've used the shield for everything else at the moment. Now I have kinds of shields. We're gonna give him that. That's 2 of her mana. So she did that. She does not have the ability to heal, sadly. No, wait, she does! She can actually heal. She can't do it this turn, though. God, I forgot I gave her that ability. You know what? We're going to use it. I'm a dirt for not realizing it, but she is going to spend 3 mana, so 1 more mana than what I normally spent, on an adjacent heal spell, or bind wounds specifically. This comes from the blood field and not the life field. So it's 1d6 per target's level, so 1d6 plus 3 for Nox. And no, being undead does not make him immune or weakened by this ability. So he gains 5 HP. I'm thinking that the Ironhide might be better. So that heals him up a bit. And Rochelle's going to try to smash Pink, because Pink's being a nuisance to Nox right now. That's 2d10 plus 7, because Rochelle is not raging at the moment, so she's not getting buffed. She does not hit. Rolls 4 eyes on her dice, so 4 natural. And that is her turn. Now we're back to Nox. So Nox is not in good shape. He's a lot lower than he wants to be, but he has a lot of things in his face. So something needs to die. So he is going to try to hit red first with a touch attack. With just an icy grip. So 2d10 plus 7. We're going to use the icy grip again, because that's a good move. A 19 that hits the bee's defense of 16, or fortitude of 16. There's 1d8 plus 6 damage. I think that is a guaranteed kill. That's 13 damage. So the bee is indeed dead. So now red is down. So that's a third of the bees have been killed. And Nox is going to... he doesn't have channel energy. What does he want to do with this? I think... Well, I think he wants to heal himself at the moment. Yeah, he's going to try to heal himself. His ability, he's a better healer, so he's going to be plus 5 instead of plus 3. So he's going to spend 3 mana. He spent 1 doing the ice thing, and then he's going to spend 3 more casting heal on himself. And he's going to heal himself for plus 11, so he gains 11 health back. So he's back up to 19. He's almost full from after going all the way down to like near death. Why is his thing not showing? It's being covered in bees. Get back in the front so I can see what's going on. Okay. So he's nearly full again. It just cost him a good chunk of his mana. And the bees are about to go next. And he's going to raise his shield in response to what these bees are going to do, because orange and pink are going to attack again. Pink is benefiting from being against near 2 bees, so they're going to hit a little bit harder. Actually, what do I want? Yeah, no, I'm going to have pink just attack. But I'm going to have orange do something first. So I want him to try a... Yes, I'm going to have him try a sting. It's not going to work, but he's a bee and he's stupid and he doesn't know that. So he goes for a sting. Against... I think it's Nox's Fortitude. Yes. Really? His Fortitude's that low? Huh. Alright, so yeah, that does actually hit. However... Well, that does 1 damage, because that's how much... Because it does 1 precision damage. Because bee's sting does 1 damage if it hits. But it's supposed to also inflict sickened 1 for 1d2 rounds. However, it is a poison effect. And Nox is immune to poison. Being an undead and all. So Nox just... So the bee basically wastes his turn. Will waste part of his turn. Now he's going to spend the rest of his turn, or orange is going to spend the rest of its turn trying to bite Nox now. Just normal bites. Against an armor of 18, so no, that's not going to work. Actually, no, he's flanked, so it's going to be 17. So he does actually get 1. Wait, is he flanked anymore? No, red is dead. So no, it is not flanked anymore. So it is a complete miss. Now pink is a little stronger because she is adjacent. Why do I say she for pink things? The bee, no wait, all the bees are she's. Because they're bees. Or worker bees, rather. Wow, I really messed it up. Alright, so pink is in fact a she, but I am most certainly biased towards pink being feminine, so that's my bad. So pink is just going to try to bite at Nox again, all 3 bites. And she's getting good boosts because she's adjacent to at least 2 bees. And she misses all of them. Okay. Now turret in yellow, and I think we're going to have blue move up to midi, because midi is closer. So blue is going to attack midi, but she's not going to get any bonuses to that because she is alone. It's +5 and then a +3. No, it's a +5 and then a +2. So it's a 13 and a 16. So 1 hit. 3 damage for midi. Alright, now we're down to these 2 bees. These turns take so long because there's so many bees. Alright, yellow and turret are going to attack Rochelle. They are both adjacent. Well, I think turret B gets a little bit more because she's adjacent to 2 bees, whereas yellow... No, wait, they're both adjacent to 2 bees. Yeah, no, this works for them. So that's 7 for 1 for both of them. So they are both adjacent to each other. Yellow and turret. Rochelle is not raging right now, so she is at her full defense. That's 17. Yellow gets 1 hit. Turret gets 1 hit, so it's 2d4 total. 5 damage for Rochelle. And we're finally done with these dang bees. Okay, Midi. Midi wants to breathe fire so badly, but Nox is in the way. Well. She's going to stab Blue because Blue is now in the way, and Nox is actually doing quite fine. Well, very well healed. So Midi's going to just try to stab Blue. It's a 6, so it's a dual strike. Dual strike first. 21. So Midi gets 21. That is 1d6 plus 5. 7 damage. The bee lives. That is not acceptable. I'm going to try another stab. Not enough to get past this bee's defense. And one more. Okay, sure. Just roll the same thing twice in a row. So 11 and 11. None of those hit. That is Midi's turn done. Sid is hanging out in the back. Did not like getting bit. Blue is in range. Yellow and Turt are also in range. So he can hit all these bees. But he's just going to dual strike yellow. I think he's going to try to dual strike and hit. He's going to aim at both blue and yellow at the same time. I don't think... Does dual strike specify same target? No, it does not, I believe. I think it's just 2 strikes. Well, here we go. 1 versus you. 1 versus you. So first is blue, first is yellow, second is yellow. 6 and a 3. Same as Midi. 22 and a 10. So blue gets hit, yellow is missed. That is 10 damage. So that's the dead bee. Who else? Did I miss any other dead bees? No. So now we're down to 3 remaining bees. 1/3 of bees. Bee power reduced to 33%. So that was 2 shots. Sid has 2 more shots and 2 more AP. He could make 2 more regular shots at yellow, so I think he's going to do that. At least attempt to take this bee out. He got 15. Bee's armor is 15. So yes, that's good enough. 15 against the yellow, so that's 1 hit. I don't think he can possibly kill the bee. It's 10 damage again, so now the bee is down to 2 HP. It's a near dead bee. That runs Sid out of his shots. He uses rapid reload to get 2 back. And we're on to Rochelle. So Rochelle has some close quarters bees. Rochelle also is, since Rochelle is not raging, she can just use magic again. I don't know. No, it's not worth it for her. She doesn't have good enough magic at the moment. If I look at her skills, she would be 4 behind her brute. She would not do enough damage with Acid Blast at the moment. Or Corrode or whatever. Corrode or Dissolve. What do I want to do? It's kind of frustrating to have 2 components that she can't use. Or can't use effectively against these bees because their fortitude's too high. If the enemy had low fortitude, then yeah, she could use them just fine. Because fortitude can get quite low. I think it's worth raging now. She still has good enough health, and these bees are sort of distracted. I think taking out Pink is her highest priority right now, so we're going to have her do that. So she's going to spend 1 AP raging. And she's going to strike at Pink. And if she finishes Pink off early, she'll redirect her attack to something else. A 23 and a 21, both of those definitely hit. Neither of those are crits. Sadly. Oh. The bees are getting crits, but we haven't. Then again, the bees are hitting more. Let's see here. So 1d10 plus 6. And then another 1d10 plus 6. So 16 damage to Pink. That is enough to take the Pink out. And since Pink is dead, Rochelle can strike something else. So I think she's going to hit Turret for 12 damage, which actually also knocks Turret out. So there we go. So she just took out 2 more bees. Alright, we have 2 bees remaining. I realized that we did not have a third of bees before. That was my mistake. So now we are down to 2 out of 8. So we are down to 25% bee power, which is good. Nox is fed up with his dumb bee. We're doing the Icy Grip. That is, okay, that is 100% a crit. That is 100% a crit. So I don't think the bee needed a crit. But 2d8 plus 6 is not a number I'm going to argue with. 18 damage. Bee is frozen to death. And now only 1 bee remains. So I think Nox is going to... Can Nox actually get over there fast enough? If he goes around Rochelle, yes. Just barely. So he's going to move over here. And he's going to do the ice thing again. Because why not? It's more AP, it's more mana, but he can recover that later. So he's hitting with +4. Against the bees, fortitude of... I guess, Jesus, 17. And crit fail. Very crit fail. Did I already know? Yeah, we're not now. Okay, so he rolled a 6 on his attack roll, so he rolled double what? He rolled snake eyes, basically. Not good. So we have 1 bee remaining that is alive. Bee is going to attack Rochelle because Rochelle attacked the bee's friends. Bee is mad. Bee, however, has no assistance here. Because they are at minimum power. Rochelle is raging, so the target for her defense is 16 currently. And the bee rolls an 18 and a 17. And a 15, but the 15 misses. That's 2d4 damage, 5 total damage. From biting, Rochelle is in poor state, but she's near the end of the fight, so this isn't gonna be a problem. Alright, so now Midi needs to get down there somehow. I guess she can just go here. We're gonna dual strike with Midi. That should be enough to take out this dumb bee. And there's a 21. That is enough to hit the bee. 6 plus 5. It's 1d6 plus 5. Yes, yes. 7 damage. Bee is slain. So that is all of it. Okay. So bees were pretty tough, oddly enough. How do we look for AoE? Rochelle's only AoE will be her magic. Sid certainly doesn't have any AoE. I guess he can dual strike to hit more than one target at once, but it's just 2 strikes against 2 targets. Nox is definitely the biggest AoE dealer because he can just cast cone, ice, or whatever. That's what he has. Midi has fire breath that she did not get to use. I think the fire breath would have helped. And since fire breath targets evasion and not fortitude, she would have had a better time actually hitting these bees. So that might have went better. But the bees sort of just surrounded them too quickly for Mitty to use her fire breath. Wouldn't it have been safe to do it with Nox in the middle like that? So yeah, that was a bee fest. Let's get the bees out here. The half-slot creatures seem to be pretty tough. At least tough. They seem to be giving the party more trouble than the other slot types. The other higher slot creatures might just not have enough HP, maybe. It's difficult to say. I'll have to think about it. The bees gave a lot more trouble. Having a very bad damage roll for the big ice AoE certainly didn't help. Nox getting crit a few times certainly didn't help. But he didn't go down, unlike with the sword. The sword managed to actually take him down all the way, but Nox actually held on this time. Granted, it was like very barely holding on, but long enough for Rochelle and Nox to actually heal themselves back up, or heal Nox back up. But I think that'll do it for tonight. So we have fought all the level 1 creatures that I have prepared. So after this, it'll be a level 2 creature. And I believe I have 3 level 2 creatures as well. Is one of those the giant spider? I don't... Actually, yes. I believe one of them is the giant spider female. Yes, so that means we're going to be dealing with her and a bunch of the male giant spiders that we skipped last time. Oh boy, she has a lot more health than anything else right now. We'll see how well that goes. It's interesting how much higher HP gets for higher levels. Granted, all of my level 2 creatures are also 2-slot creatures, so there's that, I suppose. It was a coincidence, really. I'm pulling from the old bestiary, since those monsters aren't compatible anymore. Or mostly not compatible. A lot of the same stuff applies, but the math changed too much. I have more variety with the level 3 creatures, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't think you can see the level 3 creatures that I'm looking at, since they're not on screen, or they're not on the recorded screen, I should say. Yeah, next time is... where is it? What is that? It's a kobold of some sort. Don't remember what that... I think that might have been a kobold cleric. I don't know. Well, I am yawning a storm. I'm definitely tired. So that's definitely a good time to wrap it up. Next time we will fight the animated statues, a female giant spider, and our first swarm creature, Flame Locust Swarm. Now, this party has a lot of AoE abilities, so I might do 2 fights with the Flame Locust Swarm. One where they are using their AoE abilities, and one where they are not. Granted, Middy's AoE isn't going to do much against the Flame Locusts, because they're fire. On the other hand, ice does a lot to the flame locust swarm, so a cone of frost is going to just rip these bugs apart. So Nox is going to be very dangerous to them. Then again, the flame locust swarm also has fire attacks, which I think is the first time we're going to be seeing elemental attacks as well. So far, every enemy has been hitting us with physical attacks. So now we're going to start dealing with actual elements. With flame locust swarm having access to fire. But that's for next time. Thank you all for watching. Let me turn this off. At least attempt to. I am getting very distracted. I am definitely tired. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And perhaps I shall see you in the next one. Depends on if everyone watches. Alright. Signing out.